Karai is a character that has been shrouded in mystery and question for as long as her existence in the show. Due to her past and unknown origins, we just didn't know much about her from her first appearances in the show. She could have been a friend or foe, but each time we would see her on screen, her actions would be contradictory to those options. In one scene, she would be helping the turtles, allowing them to complete a mission, but in other sequences, she could be sabotaging the turtles, thwarting their plans for the worst that could result in failure and even defeat. It is clear as day that Karai's alliance wasn't with the Turtles, but with Shredder until she started spending more time with the Turtles, especially Leonardo, where she realized that her stance on things needed to be overlooked and even reconsidered. The main purpose of this video, though, is to answer one question. Is Karai redeemable as a character? In looking through her episodes and overall appearances, we'll be able to, answer that question. Of course, in the episode where she appears, the new girl in town, we see that Leonardo is letting off some steam as he allows Raphael to lead the squad, as Raphael believes himself to be the rightful leader. So Leonardo is zipping through the rooftops as he runs into this beautiful and of course skillful Konoichi, being Karai, that is able to match and even outclass Leonardo in a sword fight. And Leo is intrigued by Karai as he wants to know more about her. But Karai was more strategic in befriending Leonardo, as this was her way of getting closer to Splinter, so she had to play this role. Every time her and Leo would interact though, I felt like this was her way of expressing herself and being free, because as she's probably never got the chance to do so, as she was always around the scary and somber Shredder all the time. So I feel like with Leonardo and the Turtles, she was just able to be herself. So as the episode progresses, we see just how close her and Leo become, and that just leaves that glimmer of hope that Karai could change and become good, you know what I'm saying? So this isn't to say that Karai goes through a smooth character development though, because she goes through enough as it is that really assures her of these sides she should be on. Of course though, in the earlier parts of the series, Karai was a lot more spiteful of the Turtles and was doing everything she could to get in the good praises of Shredder. Because in the episode Karai's Vendetta, we see that Karai is tasked by Shredder to capture April and bring her to him, as she is important to the Krang. And so we see Karai fit into the modern day society, as she is disguised as a regular teenager, and she is tailing April, and she ends up meeting with her in a ramen spot and is getting to know her. But Karai is reeling in on April, making her feel quite uncomfortable, and April is able to figure out Karai's true identity. And so we get this cool choreography fight between them. And Karai obviously has the upper hand here because she was personally trained by Shredder and having just a lot more years of experience. But April isn't a slouch, as she uses the technique Splinter taught her, and she's able to get the upper hand by flipping Karai down the subway. This episode didn't really show any redeeming qualities in Karai as a character, and instead they showed a lot of irredeemable qualities of her as a character, because she's clearly still working for Shredder. But it is implied that Karai may have not wanted to do this, as though she may have had other things she wanted to do. But nonetheless, Karai was just doing what she was told. So she wasn't redeemable in the slightest, because she almost captured April, knowing just how important April is to the Turtles, intentionally doing everything she can to ruin and destroy everything and everyone the Turtles hold dear to their hearts. It is when Karai, discovers the truth that she is fully redeemed in both her actions and identity. In the episode Vengeance is Mine, Karai is kept imprisoned by Shredder as she begins to question Shredder, and she ends up breaking out, but Tiger Claw doesn't allow that for long, as they duke it out. But the Turtles are able to break Karai out, as she is taken back to the lair or hideout, as Karai finally gets the clarity she always searched for, as she meets Splinter for the first time and is told by him the history between both him and Shredder. This leaves Karai even more upset and filled with anger, with essentially, her whole life being a lie, as the man she believed to be her father wasn't actually, but the man that murdered her mother, Tang Shen. And so now Karai has a newfound objective in mind, which is to take Shredder down, as she sneaks out to fight Shredder alone, but Leo obviously catches her wanting to go with, but Karai doesn't want him getting involved, showing that Karai finally has someone she values and cares for. just displaying her character change and development. So Karai ends up going to face Shredder, but unfortunately, it doesn't end too well for her as she is quickly reprimanded by Shredder and taken to Baxter Stockman, where Shredder will use her as bait to lure the turtles. And Tiger Claw himself, being ruthless, calls Shredder ruthless as he is risking mutating his own daughter just for his long rivalry feud with Splinter. And so the gang finally arrives, attempting to save Karai, and we see that Splinter is just a force of nature because bro is matching Shredder blow for blow. But unfortunately, the unthinkable happens as Karai is cut by Shredder, making her, fall into the mutagen, mutating her. And Splinter loses his mind, full of rage, as he just, gained his daughter back, and all in the same day loses her again to the same man who destroyed his family. And Shredder just continues to show how mentally unstable and crazy he is, as he blames Splinter for Karai's mutation. And I'm sorry, but I just can't get enough of this man Shredder's delusion. It is honestly record-breaking how good he is at deflecting the blame from himself all the time. But I digress. And Karai is left in a feral state as she runs away, but she is able to recognize and acknowledge Splinter as her father. So she is still in there somewhere. This episode is easily top 5 when it comes to my favorite TMNT episode because I got goosebumps throughout this episode, even though I've watched this episode over 100 times as a kid. So yeah, this episode highlights just how broken Karai is, not only as a human, but as a person, being that she was robbed of the life that she once had at such a young age, and being brainwashed and groomed to believing that your actual father was the enemy. And of course, yeah, Karai's behavior and actions in the earlier parts made sense because obviously Shredder may have regurgitated a similar story like the one Splinter told her to Karai in order to get her to truly despise Splinter. She was literally a baby when Shredder found her, so Shredder began warping her mind this early on in order to mold her into this ninja-hating machine. So to answer the question, yes, I believe Karai is worthy of redemption as she clearly, is open to repairing things between herself and her father, Splinter, and the Turtles. I feel like we should look at Karai through the lens of the Turtles as Karai has done some messed up things to them, but they never really hold it against her because they realize that there is more to her, being that she works under Shredder, being his so-called daughters. And Leo was the first to really understand that initially. Yeah, man, so Karai, in my opinion, is redeemable because just seeing everything she went through throughout the series, it makes a lot of sense. And Karai is one of my favorite characters, so I've been wanting to do a video on her for such a long time now. And yeah, man, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below any more TMNT videos you guys want me to do. I have been loving rewatching the show as of late, so if you guys have any more video ideas for me regarding the show, comment it down in the comment section, and I'll see you. And make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel, do whatever you guys want to do, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.